Now we see parents rip into Eric Greasyhead Cuball shitty ass Adams after mayor says they might, fake ass mayor says they might have to volunteer to protect New York City schools after safety agent cuts. Not my job. Well, if it's not your job, you know what I'm saying? This is coming in by Greg McCarthy, Emily Kane, and Rico Vica, or whatever his name is, one day ago. I'm not getting into your name, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to fuck up your name. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the New York Post. We see Mayor Greasyhead Q Ball Adams said Tuesday that parents might have to, you know what I'm saying, volunteer to keep the Big Apple school safe. You know what I'm saying? After hundreds of newly trained safety agents were cut. Oh yeah, coming from greasy and shitty ass Adams, we expected that. This is a move that we expect out of him. You know what I'm saying? But the idea was quickly ripped by some parents who rage, it is not my job. That is right. It is not your job. In one form, it is, and one form, it is not. The not overweighs the is because the parents have other things to do and they're entrusting their kids in the hands of their bullshitical system that we seem to let get away with every fucking thing because the system has many corrupted individuals that were elected, such as Greasy Head Shitball Adams. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, he's cutting these things and so on and so on. What is his agenda based on protecting our kids while they are not under our protection in school? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to drive it back to the 80s and the early 80s and 70s and shit? You know what I'm saying? With this greasy head Q wall dumbass. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be leaning into parents and parents groups to do some volunteerism. You know, I guess it's his owners said, his owner said, when asked about the new class of 250 school safety agents, 250 school safety agents that were recently asked as a cut of the as acts as the cost of the migrant crisis continues to ripple the city. So who allowed it, Mr. Adams? Who let them come in, Mr. Adams? Who running with the fake ass Biden administration, Andy Fuck Party, the Killer Weeds, and the rest of them crooked motherfuckers, souls, jackass, that are fucking clowns to allow the fact that you're telling us that our kids won't be protected because you're taking our money and giving it our taxpayers' dollars and giving it on a migrant crisis, a fake ass migrant crisis, talking about asylum seekers. Motherfucker, the United States have many asylum seekers in it, and their children, when it's in school and away from their parents, while their parents is working trying to bring home that bread, is an asylum seeker as well. You dumb motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You need to get rid of Mayor Greasyhead Cuball Adams. Do not reelect this jackass. Put a Republican in there that has some sense, strong, and not on the fucking take or easily corrupted or corrupted already. This is point black. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? So he's talking nothing but bullshit. Get rid of the clown once and for all. Because all he's going to continue to do is facilitate down the road with a demon democratical schematical game that they play. Saying he's doing something good out of his mouth on the podium in addressing the people, but his policies are swindleized or very swindleized. You know what I'm saying? You better pay attention to that type of psychology. But we see MAGA hat and people with pride flags, the ADLs, Green Blade, or whatever his name is, say massive march shows America more united in the Israel than you think they are. Listen, the march or whatever the people wants to march does not unite us with Israel in no shape or form. Those are the people who are fucking stupid, dumb, and retarded. Let's just be honest. And they're down with that. And then when I look in the crowd, all I see is white people. I don't see any black people really in many ways on the Israel side in no shape or form. You know what I'm saying? There should not be any because this is a group of people who choose to want to believe and have taught their kids and created a population of people to believe that they are superior and everyone else is inferior due to some scriptural trickle of Bible garbage that you did, not too long ago. And then you wrote a book, and then you went across the earth enslaving, killing, murdering, and doing all types of shit to force this shit down into the minds of the people. And the population of people that have breeded up, calling themselves, Israel, is full of shit as well. You know what I'm saying? Because the Palestinians can call themselves Palestinians. So the whole thing is we don't need to hear none of that support shit at all. And we don't need America making any weapons or facilitating any occupation in the land by giving millions of dollars to the Ottoman Turks, these so-called fake ass invaders, you know what I'm saying, along with the fake ass name Israel that was put in there, you know what I'm saying, the people to believe that you have the right of holiness in any shape or form to do the shit you are doing to the Palestinian people, and the Palestinians have no right to be doing it to you. But 75 years of persecution upon those people, what do you expect out of the retaliation that can ensue? So sparking the fire was not that hard. You know what I'm saying? This is coming in by Gabe Hughes, 22 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. Remember, it's the late and the great edition coming off the media. But we see CEO, National Director of the Anti-Defamation League, which Jonathan Greenblatt, or whatever his name is, jackass, deep state motherfucker, who on Wednesday praised the bipartisan. We don't praise no bipartisan. What we praise is the fact that you must come to an understanding that there needs to be a ceasefire and some negotiations as to how we're going to go about this invasion that you have been there for 75 years and have murdered off hundreds of other races of people in the region that also invaded but were there longer than you. You know what I'm saying? And you over there taking lives. So taking lives and killing people seems to be something you want to normalize in the minds of your people that is all right to do so under the guise of you invading and taking shit from people. Then you're showing us beautiful pictures and all kind of nonsense. That psychology don't work. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to say that. And when he praised the bipartisan nature of the massive march, for Israel, what about the massive march for the Palestinians, 75 years of your persecution and invasion? What about the 75 years of the persecution and the hundreds of years that you went into, well, I don't know about hundreds, but you went into Africa, used the Arabs and the Ottoman Turks and removed the African people from the land you call the original black people of the land that you went in to invade and enslave and drove them off the land into slavery into America. Don't give me your bullshit. You nasty son of a bitch. Fuck out of here. You garbage, nigga. Get out of my face. You better show better understanding. Nobody even want to read your garbage, son. What we need is better understanding on planet Earth and the coexistence of people on planet Earth as a whole, not the persecution and the carrying on and the violence and the killing and the slavery and the sex trafficking and all type of shit that you was allowed to get away with due to the fact that you had the people believing that you're superior and everybody else is inferior. Same thing Israel did when it comes to the Africans in Africa, in the region in which you wanted to take over. Don't give me that bullshit. So there needs to be a ceasefire. There needs to be peace in the region, and there needs to be some negotiation as to what we're going to do about your invading ass. While you over here in America making everybody believe that you're the 144,000 people that God chose. What God and who God? God that you created. So don't give me that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But we see coming off the Newsweek 90 again, coming in by Natalie uh, Vinagas, or whatever name, on the 11th, 14, 2023 at 5:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? A late edition as well. But we see a Michigan judge denies a request to keep Donald Trump off the Michigan 2024 presidential primary ballot on Tuesday. A not so small victory for the front runner of the upcoming election. Well, I think that he's doing the right thing in itself. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't show any form of justice. It doesn't show any form of trueness. It doesn't show any form of anything other than the massive corruption that you, Soros, and many other people have been driven in our country, talking about philanthropists going across the world doing garbage with their old washed up ass. So for the judge to grant that, it's not so small. It's a very huge victory, and it's a very huge victory towards the truth that should be, not this garbage that we see. So we see Trump continues to face Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, continues to face growing list of legal battles. Yeah, growing list of legal battles that you all are chomping up on him, that you saying that he did. Who gives a flying fuck about any of the legal battles that you have? You need to get up off his motherfucking back. That's what you need to do, and kill all that them charges shit that you're putting on this man. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been a black man. It could have been any other man, really. And you doing this shit to him. We would be siding with him on that matter as well. Because we need to see more people pushing up the candidacy and presidency. Because if I was the president of the United States, y'all asses would definitely have to kill me, because I would bring the heat to your neck so fucking hard it would make their head spin. And we're gonna overlook all the laws that you use to basically railroad Donald J. Trump. You know what I'm saying? And we see where, you know what I'm saying, the President of the United States also faces legal action from many states aiming to remove him from. That's what it was about. That's what the whole setup on Donald Trump when it comes to the White House and the riot at the White House and the rushing of the White House and the so-called fake ass insurrection that you want to plan up and all kinds of other dumb shit. This is what this was all for. They know full well they wouldn't be able to stop him just by let's see how to put this. They knew they wasn't going to be able to stop Donald Trump just by making sure and pulling all kind of schematical, racist, redneck, grand poobah, the Ku Klux, corrupt, fucking twisted, Baphomet having garbage ass, knew that they were not going to be able to stop Donald J. Trump just by making sure he does not get reelected. You know what I'm saying? Because you fought hard to make sure he didn't get elected, and you was corrupting his name prior to that. But when we look at what you were telling and saying to Donald Trump and all the different crimes and shit that you had before, after, when we look at 47 years of your Democratic rule, from Maxine Waters to Lightfoot, clown, these two clown asses, Soros, Bill Gates, Matt Gates, Jack Smith, and all these different politicians and people, we this even ones names we haven't heard of, involved in this here garbage, goes to show how our country is so easily led, because you believe that these people have more power than you when you're the one who elected them in the first place. So when we look at even Donald Trump facing these legal actions, aiming to stop him from the 2024 election, we know for well that that was the whole scheme. That's why Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and all the rest of them planned that shit up. Because when you look at even the evidence in the matter of it, None of it shows any kind of fucking criminal action that should be wasting and filling up the court at all. But by pulling the COVID-19 pandemic bullshit line shit and forcing the people into a vaccinational program, prove the fact of the matter that you were scheming this whole thing all along. This just didn't happen overnight. This was all based on stopping Donald J. Trump from being a part of the 2024. So now all the corruptive states that's down with the demon Democrat and the deep state, you must look at your state and your elected officials and you must go through his ass with a teeth in a motherfucking comb. And that goes for Democratic states as fucking well. Because you're only proving to us your affiliation in the evilness and the destruction of the United States. While you are sitting up in New York, Suffolk County, Nassau County, and all these different counties as demon Democrat doing garbage, you have proven to us that you are no more than a part of the evil shit that abounds the United States in the path of your destructional hand. You are garbage. So we must now go through the whole group of people because they, no matter what it is or what is said or what it is, Bush, Obama, Clinton, Hillary, Soros, and all of them have escaped prosecution at this, and their crimes are at the highest fucking level. To where you're going to sit up here and tell me that Donald J. Trump is the worst and shouldn't be on the 2024 election because he did an insurrection. That's why you keep saying that stupid ass word. So now all the demon democratical states couldn't go along with you. If the people in the demon democratical states don't wake the fuck up, then we know you're a part of it. And you should be ashamed. Your mother shouldn't have even gave you life. But we see here where we move from the 2024 election, a move that could seriously impede his efforts to successfully, to be success, to efforts if successful. A number of lawsuits have already been filed. Who gives a flying fuck? That does not disqualify him from the 2024 election. Fuck out of here with that. Talking about a number of fucking shit that was filed. By whom? Such as Michigan, Colorado, Arizona challengers. Cite the 14th Amendment. Oh, listen to the name. Michigan, Colorado, and Arizona. How the fuck did I not know that? That these three states, and probably others, would follow along the nonsense. Probably even Missouri, too. You know what I'm saying? And many others say, why the fuck is y'all in Colorado, especially the Motor City, Michigan, and Arizona, all involved in invoking some 14th fucking amendment that you know full well was trumped up by the demon Democrats in order to the efforts in saying that he tried to overturn the election when you know full well he didn't. You know for well it was done by the demon Democrats. It was set up that way, it was played that way, and that's the way it is. So when we look at these states involving themselves in the blockage of the United States President Donald J. Trump, we must look at these states sideways. Their leadership is a demon democratical piece of Baphometical Luciferian piece of garbage. Deep state in itself. So there needs to be some straightening out in Michigan, and the demon Democrats need to be pushed out of Michigan, Colorado, and Arizona. We need to put some Republicans in those seats until the demon Democrat in those states understand that you will be a second-class motherfucking citizen talking that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This is why we need the efforts of Donald J. Trump in that office. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try every measure of trick. People stand up and break through every single one of them. The support for Donald Trump should be very high at this point. On the realism of understanding our country and the world that we live in as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where they're trying to see the efforts to overturn the 2020 election results were an attempted insurrection. No, it was not, because you never proved that. You're only trying to prove it by other people who you say was involved in the electional process. But when we look at the cheating of the election in itself, we see many of the demon democrats involved in the process of that in itself. But because everybody wants to have a demon democratical mind frame and not looking at the facts, Jack, you know what I'm saying, you busy sucking them their balls, facilitating the complete destruction of human life in our country as a whole. These people and many of those people should be driven from our country because they are not acting in the way of calling it a free state or freedom in some form within our country. You know what I'm saying? So we need to put somebody in there who is going to do the job and not be easily corrupted into following along, getting paid by the demon Democrats and drinking that motherfucking blood. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to say that you never proved an insurrection when it comes to Donald J. Trump individually. So if you can't prove it on Trump individually and get a clear win victory, what good is a lawsuit based on alleged and accusing him of something? Those lawsuits should be thrown out. But you're using it thinking that you're going to tie him up in court so he don't have chance to campaign and rally. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you have all the other democratical states going along with your bullshit. So this proved to me, without a shadow of a doubt, that the United States have been invaded by all means. And the invasion did not come. It came from out, I could say, prior, but it has been put in or came in and marinated for a very long time. So as we see here, where they're trying to accuse this man, excuse me, while they're trying to accuse this man of this insurrection, the insurrection was never proven. We could go through all the case and everything. They're filling up the court with nonsense in order to accuse this man so he does not win the election. And you think by Black Lives Matter and all these and Black Lives Matter, it seems to want to change their groove. Many people that's involved with Black Lives Matter are now calling themselves switching the groove. You know what I'm saying? To where now they're supporting Donald Trump. Now that is nice to hear, and it's nice to hear your little talk and your speech that you claim that you're saying that, you know, when it comes to the values and so on, all of a sudden you left the Black Lives Matter, now you're supporting Donald J. Trump. But you can support Donald J. Trump all you want, but the problem still remains is that you supported garbage that led to garbage that now we're in garbage and we're stuck. What you need to do if you want to clear your name is take that same Black Lives Matter shit and support Trump at his highest level. Not only support Trump, but also support a candidate that's not corrupted, easily corrupted already, and bring forth black candidates that can stand for the people of the United States as a whole, as the president of the United States. We cannot just have one set of people always being elected and we don't bring forth any candidates of our own. Yeah, people can put their mind, their money, and everything behind strong candidates and help to support them into this situation. Instead of us sitting up here talking about a motherfucking insurrection and some bullshit. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. You know? And now we see Manchin says, you know what I'm saying? Manchin says that Trump will destroy democracy if he becomes the president of the United States. Manchin is delusional and idiot, and the democracy that he's talking about is demon mockery, democracy, all types of demon shit, cultic ass. Manchin need to go sit his ass down and shut the fuck up. I'm just being honest. He's another motherfucker that you've got to vote out of your government. There's many others, but he's that. Let's start with him, Biden, Kamala, and all the rest of them demon democratical balls licking motherfucking Baphomet assholes. You know what I'm saying? And drive them out of your government. Prove once and for all your participation in the saving of your own country. Yes, at this time we don't have a candidate that's as strong as Donald J. Trump, so we have to go with the lesser of the two evils. This is very important at this time, based on the Ukraine war and what we see going on in Africa, in the area we call Gaza, and the so-called invading people who are there that has caused this eruption for 75 fucking years. 75 fucking years of your occupation and invasion and occupation of Africa in that plateau. You know what I'm saying? But just weeks after making an announcement that he would, this is what he said, that he would, he made an announcement that he would, you know what I'm saying? No, he made an announcement that he won't be seeking re-election. Senator Manchin, on the way out, a demon Democrat of West Virginia, would say something like this shit out of his mouth, is hinting at the third party run. He is hinting at a third party run for president as an alternative to Republicans. Mr. Manchin, I don't think you're worthy of the position. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? You trying to be an alternative of the Republican front running Donald J. Trump, but I don't think you have enough balls. You know what I'm saying? You've probably been licking Baphomet balls for too long anyway to truly see clear, because your affiliation doesn't speak, your words doesn't speak for much as to the saving of the United States as a whole, or to protect the United States in its whole. You know what I'm saying? But the state obtained, the statements obtained from the AP News, Manchin spoke out against the dangers of giving Trump a second term, going so far as to say he will destroy the democratic demon mockery, democracy bullshit in America. And although the senator is against a two-party system, you know what I'm saying, and would never want to be a spoiler, you know what I'm saying, who contributes to getting any other candidate elected, he gives it a whirl, he'll give a whirl if he'll give it a whirl if he was viewed as the right man for the job. You are not, Mr. Manchin. Sorry to tell you. Moving on. We see Barbara Streisand, great singer in her time as a Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful voice, Mrs. Streisand. But she's up here saying, I can't live in any country if Donald J. Trump shall be baby rise again, becomes president. Thank you for your statement, because, you know what I'm saying, rather than hate, we generate. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for Donald J. Trump as well. So thank you for pushing the generator, you know, forward. But Streisand can't live in a country where Donald J. Trump is president. The outspoken diva Democratico said listen to what she is, a diva Democrat. I wonder why, Mrs. Streisand. Did you sign the contract as well many years ago while you're sucking blood and doing the Luciferian shit over there in Hollywood as well? You're probably going to see her and worship Baphomet every other day. You know what I'm saying? She probably goes to England. She'll probably go to England if Donald J. Trump wins the 2024 election. Well, the hell would I say to Mrs. Streisand? You're a great singer, great performer, whatever you want to call yourself. Good fucking bye. And don't come back if that's the way you feel. I hope you're